I'd usually wake up at 5:30 a.m. before class to do any homework and stuff or reading that I had to do, to be able to train straight after.
What's up guys, welcome back to Life in the Pitch Season 3. On this episode we interview Avi. Avi is a Singapore international cricketer and made his international debut at the World T20 Qualifiers in Dubai. He's myProtein ambassador and we speak about many things across. So how did you start your cricket career?
I started when I came to Singapore. I moved here in 2011. I used to play a bit in China before I'd come, and I was just interested. One of my friends played in the Singapore Cricket Association, like Young Cricket Academy. And so, yeah, that's where I started.
How was it growing up in Singapore and sort of learning the game in a non-India, England sort of environment, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I mean, there are lots of Indians here, lots of Pakistani friends as well. And so I guess the love for cricket and the passion for it still stays the same. And yeah, we had there are a lot of people who did come from India and who used to play like under 19 in India. And then they came here and then they played for Singapore as well. So they helped with all the development stuff. And so, yeah, it's different just because we're not a full member country, but it's also very similar in the sense that the passion there's for the sport and we just love to play. So, yeah.
Speaking about international 90 cricket, you played for Singapore in 19. How was it sort of growing up the ranks from under 19 to men's cricket? What sort of advice would you give to young people around the world who want to do the same sort of pathway?
Yeah, so when I came to Singapore, I was 12 years old, and so played a bit in just like Saturday cricket league stuff. And then I got asked to try out for the under 16 team, went for the under 16 tryouts, made it, and then my mum was like, you should focus on studies instead of cricket. And so I had to take like a 1.5 year break. Because my parents said, yeah, just focus on studies like the Indian way. And then after that, I was like, damn, I really miss cricket. And so I came back. I had to train even harder to make the under 19 team. And I made my under 19 debut, I think, when I was 16, I think, in a quadrangular tournament in Malaysia. Yeah. And yeah, from there, performing at under 19 was basically the pathway for the national team because they love to like have local talent being brought up. And so yeah, that was the pathway. What
sort of advice? I mean, you're currently at uni and in school, probably I bet it was hard to struggle cricket with that. What sort of advice would you give to young people to sort of help that?
Advice for youngsters is, I think, make sure that you have your priorities in place. Like, I loved cricket and I love cricket, and so for me it's putting that ahead of everything, no matter what it is. And of course staying organized. Like, being a student athlete, you have to also get the student part right. So that means when you're in school, you do focus, you do try to do your homework whenever you can, do you prepare for your exams, and then any other time you have spent on cricket, which is what I was doing. Like, I'd usually wake up at 5:30 a.m. before class to do any homework and stuff or reading that I had to do, to be able to train straight after. So yeah.
What was like your daily schedule like when you were at school? We're trying to manage cricket play.
Yeah, so we had trainings Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday would be like game day. I'd wake up usually around 5:30, get an 1.5 hour worth of work. School would usually go till about 3 p.m. Then I'd go straight to training for around 7 because we didn't have night lights. So when the sun goes down, that's when training ends. So around 7, then come back home, eat something, do a bit of work, and I was asleep by like 10-ish. And yeah, I was always an early sleeper because early waking up. Yeah, so yeah.
How do you keep pushing yourself every single day to keep doing that for like months on end and make it to like the big team?
I think it's just like the goal that you want to play and you want to do well for Singapore. You want to perform. You want to reach the level that people before you have reached. And so yeah, it's a constant like goal in mind. And so yeah, that's how it works.
How was it make your international debut? Just walk me through that day and the emotions of it.
Oh, it was crazy. So what happened was that I had no idea that I was playing that day. It was in Dubai. It was one of our round robin games against PNG. And yeah, so I had no idea. And like people, like my captain had asked me the day before, like, if you play, are you ready? And I was like, yeah, of course. This is my debut. And so, but I still had no idea. And then one of my closest mates on the team, his name's Janak. He had broken his shoes, and so he needed another pair of spikes. And because we're both all rounders, and we have the same shoe size, he was going to ask me. Then he asked our captain, who said that I was going to be probably playing the next day. So he didn't ask me about the shoes and stuff. But I didn't know any of this till after the game.
Right.
So we're in our team huddle just for the game, and I was like, I'd been 12th man the entire tournament because I field well. So just if everyone needs to come out, I'll go straight in. And then our coach is like, there's going to be one change today. Aryan comes out, Avi's in. And I was like, what? I was like, wait, what? And then, I was a bit nervous. The nerves do hit. But after that, like, they settled in. And then, we did lose a game, but it was just incredible making my debut for Singapore.
And you played in Dubai for the T20 World Qualifiers. Just how was that experience, sort of touching with the greats of sort of cricket in that environment?
Oh, it's surreal. It's just like you realize that there's still a big difference in the level that we have to get to. But we're also knocking on the door of that level because we beat Scotland first up. Then we won our first 2 games, and after that, things did change. But we definitely like touched shoulders with, as you mentioned, the best, and it's just great exposure in the end to play in the Dubai stadium and like to be in that kind of facility and that environment, which is so cricket conducive.
I just saw recently you became a myProtein ambassador, kind of like one of our old guests, Aaron Benjamin. Walk me through that. How did you get that, and sort of what's the sort of future with that sort of thing?
Yeah, so about a year and a half ago, like I've been using myProtein for a long time, but I love their products, and so I was just like, this would be a cool venture. So I had started making TikToks about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and then I got some sort of following. So I was just like, let me just DM them to see what their sponsorship deals are like. And they said that you have to have a minimum requirement of certain thousand number of followers, which I wasn't even close to at the time. Then fast forward a year, and like I've gained some following on TikTok and Instagram, and so I just gave them another shout, and then they were like, oh yeah, we'd love to have an interview with you. Went through that process, and then I got sponsored, I guess, about a week ago now. So
what was your reaction when you heard that news with all your friends?
Oh, I just ran to my living room. I just punched the air. I was like, Dad, guess who's a myProtein athlete now? And he's like, no. I was like, dreams do come true. So it was just surreal.
You were part of the armed forces in Singapore. What sort of learnings do you take from that experience and apply into cricket?
From being in the army, you definitely learn how to like be dedicated to what you want to do, because in the army, I was trained to be an officer. And that was 9 months of training, but halfway through, I actually dislocated my shoulder. So that put cricket like took me a huge step back, because I had to do all recovery, like injections, all of that. And so it's just like that dedication, even when I'm in the army, to make sure that like there's a goal outside that has to be achieved as well. And just to like also make my family proud, like everyone's going through the same stuff, day-to-day lifestyle, wake up at 5 a.m., sleep at 10:30, go into the jungle, like get tested to the max. And you're in just like the worst situations possible. And then you just got to keep telling yourself that, yeah, there's a better time to come. This is all worth it. So yeah, it's just that mentality and making you stronger from the inside, I guess.
We like a rapid fire round at life on a pitch. So who's your funniest teammate?
Funniest teammate, Aryan.
Okay, what's your first memory on the field?
First memory on the field, quadrangular, off-stump cartwheeling.
Okay. Who do you hate bowling to in the nets?
Hate bowling to in the nets, Tim David.
Okay. Who do you hate facing the nets?
Janak Prakash.
Okay. What's your most memorable moment on the field, or most iconic moment on the field?
Hitting a straight 6 at the Dubai Stadium.
Okay. One international player you would love to bowl with or bowl to?
Bowl to Virat Kohli. Bowl with Pat Cummins.
Okay. If you weren't playing cricket, what would you do?
I want to be an actor.
Okay. What's your first century or wicket you picked up? Do you remember that?
First wicket was in this. So in Singapore, they have this thing called the Howsat League.
Okay.
And I just bowled like a Yorker, and middle stump just fell down.
What's one life lesson cricket taught you?
One life lessons cricket taught me to never give up.
Okay. We have a few would you rather as well. Field the infield or out of the boundary?
Out of the boundary.
Okay. Be able to bat with the other hand or bowl with the other hand?
Bat with the other hand.
Okay. Play T20 cricket or 50 over cricket?
50 over.
Okay. Or the 100? 50 or the 100?
I'd go with 100.
Okay. Bowl the Gabba or bowl at Lords?
Bowl at Lords.
Okay. Take a 5 or score 100?
Score 100.
Score 100. Okay. That's all the questions I have. Thank you so much for being a part of Life Behind the Pitch. Anything you want to say to the viewers?
Just follow your passion. Believe in yourself, especially for those who play cricket. For those who don't play cricket, do what you love to do and subscribe and follow this page.